welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. There's just been so much talk and hype around this book. It was a huge anticipated release for many people, and I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. I ended up giving it a 4 to a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I can't really decide which one I want to go with, but I did really enjoy it. So this review is going to be spoiler free, and it's just going to be a quick review on like my pros and cons of this book. If you are interested in any sort of like my true thoughts on spoilers, Hannah and I do have our live show, which I will link down below, and we pretty much discuss this book in detail for over an hour, all of spoilers and everything. So if you're interested, definitely go check it out. So the first thing I want to talk about is the cover. Can we just discuss how beautiful this cover is and the spine? I absolutely love it. But what's amazing is also under the dust jacket, it's even more beautiful. Like the black and the gold spine, it's such a beautiful, beautiful cover. I think that it works really, really well. I love the artwork on it, the crown. I like the simplicity of just like 3 colors, the white, the black, and the gold. So this book is set in first person point of view, and we follow our main character, Jude. She is human, and when she was 7 years old, she witnessed her parents brutally murdered, and she was taken away by her parents' murderer, along with her twin sister, Taryn, and her older sister, Vivi. And they are taken to the world of fairy to pretty much live there. Now, I don't want to go into too much synopsis because I really don't want to give away any of the plot, but basically Jude grows up in fairy and she's human and she's trying to fit in, but it's really hard for her because she's human living in the fairy world and she doesn't fit in there, but she also doesn't fit in the human world either because it's no longer home to her. She has lived in the fairy world for pretty much her entire life. She ends up getting caught up in all of the politics going on as of right now. The king is trying to choose an heir to take his place, and Jude gets caught up in all of the politics surrounding what's going on, and it's really, really good, and I highly recommend it. If you are into fae and fantasy and politics, I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So let's talk about the plot. I kind of mentioned it a little bit. I think the plot was very intriguing, very suspenseful, thrilling at times. There's some violence, there's also a little bit of romance, there's a lot of politics, and all in all, it's just a really well balanced between kind of everything, and I think that's what made the story work so well. It has a really good pacing. Personally, for me, the beginning was a little bit slow, but then towards halfway mark, it got much, much quicker, and things just exploded and just got really, really intense and really intriguing and very surprising. There are things that happen that I really wasn't expecting, and I love that about a book. I love when there's a twist that I didn't see coming, so I really enjoyed that. It also got really dark at times, which I usually am not into. I don't like super dark, suspenseful books, but I think it worked really, really well for this plot. Moving into the writing style, I love Holly Black's writing style. Her description is amazing. You really can see what she wants you to see. You get immersed into her world. I feel like this book, it's a really solid start for a series, and I'm really excited to continue on just because of Holly Black's writing. At times, I wasn't just seeing words, but I was actually seeing the world that she created, which I really enjoyed. Also with the pacing, it had a really good balance between not going too fast, not going too slow. It was a pretty good mix in between. There were some times where it was a little slow, sometimes where it was a little bit fast, but all in all, average-wise, the pacing was really, really well. At times, her writing was very whimsical, very poetic, and she had also amazing quotes. There's so many great quotes in this book that I tabbed. One of my favorite quotes, I had to highlight it, and it's not a spoiler. So one of the sisters tells the main character, "Nice things don't happen in storybooks, or when they do happen, something bad happens next, because otherwise the story would be boring and no one would read it." And that's really true. I mean, if nothing happened in books, we need conflict, and we need a plot, and we need you know, chaos in order for the story to be intriguing and for us to be interested in it, and I love that quote so much. Okay, so let's move on and discuss the characters. This was written in first person point of view, and we're following Jude's character, and I think it was really smart to go into first person. I think Jude had such amazing character development, and a lot of it was just in her head. The development that she goes through from the beginning to the end, it's tremendous, and I really, really enjoyed seeing her character grow so much. Not necessarily in her strength, because Jude starts out as a really strong, pretty badass female character, but her mind just develops so much more. Her intentions at the beginning of the book is so different than her intentions at the end of the book. At the beginning, her intentions to be strong are a little more selfish and more to prove herself, and towards the end, it just changes dramatically with what happens with all the politics and everything that all the chaos that happens, and I love seeing her grow like that and grow as a character. We also have her two sisters, Taryn and Vivi. I liked Vivi's character. I wish we had gotten a little bit more character development from Vivi, but I feel like we're gonna get a little bit more maybe in the second book, because overall, it is the first book in a series, so not every single character can be developed well. It's not their time to shine yet, and I can appreciate that and I can understand that. So I'm okay if some of the characters lacked a little bit of development, like her sisters, although I do think Taryn had good character development, and I was really surprised with the way her character was developed. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I really liked her two sisters. I also really liked all the different like prince and princesses of the courts. I thought that their position was really intriguing, and all of their positions with like the politics was intriguing as well. It really makes you wonder who the cruel prince is throughout the entire story, and a lot of them have good character development. One of my favorite characters was Cardan. His character just went in a different direction, and I loved it. Just all of her characters have so many different qualities and characteristics, and they're like multi-dimensional. She has so many characters that you're not supposed to like because they've done terrible things, but you can't help but love them anyways, and it's just because she develops her characters so well and she gives them such interesting characteristics. So overall, as I mentioned, I really love this book. I ended up giving it between a 4 and a 4.5 out of 5 stars, just because the beginning was a little slow for me, but eventually it did pick up, and I really enjoyed the story, the characters, the writing style, the twists, the turns, the plot, the politics. Very, very solid first book to a series, and I'm really, really excited to continue on. So that is pretty much it for my review on The Cruel Prince. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time in another video. Bye!